Good evening. Happy full moon in Pisces. Lunar eclipse energy on this 827-828 portal that we have going on here. I'm Lunar Queen and I'm on with Marcus, Rhonda, well, Crystalite Rhonda, and Sarah. We're going to be talking about the energies. We're going to be talking about herbal allies. There's so much going on in this energy. We're going to be channeling anything that comes up, along with the stability that we're finding inside this 4-degree axis of this eclipse that's happening in like less than 2 hours. So come on in, get your snacks, and enjoy the space. And let's say hello to everybody else who I'm on with. Hey, Sarah.
Hi.
Muted. Hi. I didn't know I was muted.
Hi.
Hola.
Hi, guys.
Good to see all of you.
Yes, good to see you all. So I think we're all like in different like time zones even, but this is happening at the peak is at 12:12 Eastern Standard Time. For me it's gonna be 11:12. So all over there's a big like 12 energy, but still like heavy on the synchronicities, right?
For sure.
Absolutely. And I believe, if I remember correctly, I was sitting live with Phoenix earlier, and she had mentioned that we are in a new, I think it's 260 or 265-day cycle, and the red lunar wave spell, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. If you look it up, we are in some type of new cycle right now in the galactic Maya wave spell. So that's like another parallel correlation. And then, of course, coming into this peak of the eclipse.
For it to be the red lunar wave spell, and it's gonna be the red blood moon.
Well, the sunset for me when I was going to the store a little bit ago on the scooter, like it was like black and then the horizon was like red. It was really cool. I should have stopped and took a picture of it, but I don't think my phone would have even done it justice.
Whoa, that's cool.
It was crazy.
I've never seen it like that. That's really cool.
Yeah, it was like black to gray and then red.
Wow.
Like the dark was like waiting to come. And then when I came out of the store, it was completely gone and it was like almost dark outside. So.
Whoa.
Sarah, what color is your moon over there? Because I heard that Arizona was supposed to be like a 90-something%.
Well, I've already taken a picture of it, and it's like it was like at the very like horizon, I guess. You know how it goes higher. So at the very horizon, it was like super duper orange. I took a picture of it. It's just slowly coming up the horizon here. So it's looking pretty nice so far. And I just want to say real quick, is it someone's birthday today? I think it is. Am I right? Is it Miss Rhonda's birthday today?
Actually, it's tomorrow.
Well, happy birthday, Rhonda.
Oh.
Okay, ready, everybody? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rhonda. Happy birthday to you.
Woo!
Woo!
Yes.
Yes.
The crowd goes wild.
Yeah. This is a cool birthday.
Oh shit.
Yes. Doesn't Rhonda have a Pisces moon and a Virgo sun as well, like this axis?
Yeah, like the last north and south node axis. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I also wanted to talk about that tonight. So there's like we just said that we switched axes, but I was just explaining how like the north and south node axis is usually where we have eclipses on. And it's just crazy that we're like kind of backtracking on that, and that's where like we're finding that the conflict between it's rising in Colorado and happy birthday.
Thank you.
And we're finding that conflict with the sidereal or the Vedic astrology mixed with the Western astrology, because now we're like, okay, it's usually meant to happen on the axis. Like, so theoretically it would be the solar eclipse in Aquarius and then a lunar eclipse in the full moon of Leo, right? Because of the nodes. But since we have like an overlap of types of astrology, we're not really seeing consistency between both, and it's like push and pull when it comes to like having actual like things that we could look forward to, like seasons, for example. We can look forward to the seasons, but we can't really balance out like, okay, so when it's on this axis, it's going to be in these two signs, when we could in the past, just because like we're not consistent. Similar to how we have like metric system and then the US inches and feet, it's kind of like, having some conflict, I guess. I wouldn't say conflict, because I mean we can all like be valid in our own beliefs of astrology, but that's why it's like that.
That's crazy. It's like really complex.
Yeah. And it's kind of like weird to explain, because I don't want to like sit here and say one's better than the other. So I'm trying to like kind of explain with giving, light to both sides.
Yeah.
But I find that to be pretty interesting as well. But I mean, it's still pretty valid to have the Virgo sun, the Pisces moon energy, with everybody releasing a lot of things right now. Like I've noticed collective that there's a lot of big things being released, and there's a lot of things that even if it's not being forcefully released, like people are releasing it.
Yeah, I was going to say, no matter what sign that the Vedic or other astrology says it might be in, it's still an eclipse.
Right.
After Lionsgate. Right? So, I mean, and that's also, people say that that's not actually, like, what Vedic astrology doesn't honor Lionsgate, is that right?
I wish I knew more. I'm still learning.
Yeah, only because the placements aren't correct or something like that. I'm not sure. I don't know much about Vedic.
I know Vedic is like 23-ish degrees off from Western. So like a lot of people, for example, if you're like a 26-degree Taurus, then you're probably like a Taurus in Vedic. But if you're like an 18-degree Taurus, then you're probably an Aries in Vedic.
Right.
But then if you look at like the actual measurements of the signs, like Scorpio is like 15 degrees long. Then you have Virgo, who's like 30 degrees long, and we measure them all in 0 to 30 degrees, 0 to 29 degrees. So they're not all the same size either. So it's like all mumble jumble mixed up. So we just kind of like picked what resonates. But it's fun. It's a lot going on.
Like that pie did not get cut even at all.
No.
It's
And
fun.
then you have Ophiuchus. I always mispronounce the name. Who's just like, hi, I pop in like, maybe 2 days out of the year, LOL.
I don't even know what that is.
It's the sign between Scorpio and Sagittarius.
It's between,
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was between Sag and Capricorn. Oh, okay.
No, it's between Scorpio and Sag.
Okay. Yeah, my son would be one. If his birthday is 12/12, so if he used a ficus, then he would be a ficus.
I
But
always
he's
know.
a Sag according to regular astrology.
Right. Yeah, so like according to some astrologies, it'll last like 2 whole weeks. But like if you look up his sidereal, it's like, "Hi, I'm here for 2 days. See you later." Like the moon sometimes goes through it, like maybe for like an hour. Like, "Ooh, I'm gonna slide." It's because like it's our perspective is so odd that like it just like skims the edge and goes to Sagittarius. Like those like from Scorpio, it kind of like skims the edge and then goes and
Just rides the rim over,
yeah.
Okay, so back to this particular event. What do you guys think about how it's affecting everybody?
Rides the wave, dude.
That's what I'm seeing everywhere. Everyone's having. I've seen. I was gonna hold back my thought, but I've seen it too much today, so I'm gonna say that I've seen too many people having like little mini drug nights of the soul. Today and this week. It seems like everybody I've talked to has had a real difficult time this past week, past 7 days, I should say. I don't like that word, but anyway, I don't know if it's hard to hear me because I'm in the car, but
Yeah, ride the wave indeed.
Ride the
yeah,
wave
for
indeed.
sure.
It's been a lot of surrender for me.
Oh, that's my girl, Saoirse, right there. What's up, Saoirse?
Hi.
It's been a lot of surrender for me. Because it's like, we can allow it to become an over sensory, like an overload. When you think about everything that's happening in the world and everything that's happening in the political landscape, everything that's happening in Hollywood, everything that's happening, within just our own spirituality, within our own personal relationship of ourselves, just our past relations of life and the things that have all been surfacing. And yeah, you can really allow that to become a lot, or what I've been guided to is surrendering and just being like, okay, wow, all right, I gotta remember what's in my control and what I gotta let go of and what's not for me. And also remember, the free will of myself, free will of others, and a lot of like third eye focus too. Like a lot of third eye reattuning, readjusting like belief patterns, dogmatic structures, uh, like really taking a step back mentally in the sense of like, okay, how much am I playing into this systematic matrix that is like at play here? How much am I like really going with it and just like allowing it to kind of drag my energy and just like take space, take rental inside my mind and my daily life? And how much is it, trickling into my emotions and then trickling into what I believe my day life is and the way I see others as well. And where it gets even deeper was like, you know, is it is the information of the world, is the information that I'm continuing to absorb, the people around me, is it causing me to go into states such as number one, fear? Is it causing me to go into mental states of number two, vision, or continuous anger or hate another being? And just like really sitting with that and being honest in my daily life. Like, is the programming that I'm taking in kind of leading me to want to be in these type of states? And do I find myself like in cycles of it and maybe even perpetuating it a little bit too much than I really should be? And those kind of things have been like super deep contemplations for me, especially when you think about just the things that we can look at in the worldly affairs right now and how easily it could just start capturing our mind. And then all of a sudden we go into panic or we start being like, oh no, like maybe this is gonna happen because of Iran. Maybe this is gonna happen because, Trump, blah blah blah. All these things. And just really, like I said, just stepping back and being like, okay, is this story for me? Is this going to dictate the way that I'm gonna act and the way that I'm gonna treat other people?
Marcus, am I hearing you say what it is watching how you're responding and reacting, and watching if your old patterns and behaviors or things that you thought were gone are still arising? Is that what you mean by when you say, if this is not for me? Like, that's kind of my take on this whole thing. Because I resonate with what you're saying about, double checking with yourself to see if this is for you anymore. In other words, is this something I've outgrown? Like, is this reaction something I've outgrown? Is this situation something I've outgrown? Right? Is that what I'm hearing you say?
I would say that's definitely like a percentage of it. Another percentage is also like from the perspective of like just like coming across some type of information, whether it's false or real information, um, just really like coming across it and then unconsciously reacting to it and allowing it to
Yeah.
slowly take over your system and then debilitates your nervous system. And then it has you projecting negative thoughts about the future and the way that you see the people around you and your neighbors because they wear red or they wear blue and things like that. So that as well. But yes, I'm glad you shared that too, because that's also a big part of it.
Yeah,
demanding
sorry.
our placement, like demanding where we're going to be from here on out, taking control of the energy.
Yeah, from what I understand, it's like your karmatic contracts are coming up for review. Do you want to get rid of them? Do you want to continue them? Do you need to learn some more lessons from them? And that would tie right into what you're saying about are my behaviors or are these patterns or are these reactions or responses still valid? Are they still going to lead me to my highest timeline, right? I've heard someone say today that it really isn't necessarily about trying to become the next thing. It's almost like what's in my way, what's possibly in my way towards my goal, right? Do you know what I mean? It's a little bit different this time around with this full moon. Usually with a full moon, it's like releasing things that no longer serve us. And I heard someone say that it's more like, making sure there's nothing else in our way, In other words, we're ready already.
Yeah. Yeah. Like this week, for example, was strong. I was called to start a fast and also like completely delete Facebook off my phone because I was scrolling too much. And I found myself a few times looking for it with my thumb without even thinking. I'm like, oh. I used to hide it from I used to hide it in a folder like 3 swipes away, and my thumb would go, like, it was so bad. But this whole week, like, I missed, like, Spider-Man punching somebody and all kind of stuff. But I feel so peaceful. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel everything that's happening. I know everything that's happening around us because it's like an awareness. It's intuitive. But at the same time, it's like, it's just so peaceful, like despite all of that. And it's like very liberating as well, It makes me want to do more things within the community instead of not neglecting the online space, because I have so much love for the online space, but like doing more stuff like in the community that I'm in, you know?
Hmm. Well, the things you do in your personal life too is also going to benefit this community, the Sacred Kingdom, as well, because you're already like a part of you're part of that connection of the community. So the things that you do that help keep you your best self also helps you contribute to then also making the community even better as well automatically. And that's just like um, when you think of like ancestral healing, how we can like impact our parents by healing ourselves and recorrecting the patterns of our family lineages. Kind of like the same way when you think of the individual self and the collective field.
Yes, indeed. While you were talking, I just had a notification come up. It says everything around is made up of energy. To attract positive things in your life, start by giving off positive energy, by Emmanuel Psalm. That was pretty interesting.
I feel what you were saying there, Marcus. Because like I noticed with the way I parent my daughter, my mom is like learning from that, and I see her parent me better and parent her grandchildren better. You know, by her watching how I'm breaking generational curses. You know, and I don't even think she is consciously aware of that. She's even doing these things, but I've noticed it. Like I've watched her. You know, like parent my daughter differently than how she parented me because she watched me do it, you know? So that's been pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like sometimes like some generations in the past would like get really like envious of that energy, like seeing like the next generation being treated better, and they would like put like a stop in the healing because the envy that was built. But I think we're like the real soldiers who are really like able to just tough it out and be like, you know what, it's for the better regardless, you know?
Yeah.
We definitely are. No doubt.
You know, I think that it's our generations that are embracing the idea and the concept of learning how to parent from love and not from fear. Not from beating people up, not from giving punishments, not from whatever. We're learning how to do it and still be effective with love. And that's a very strange concept to many of the older generation because they weren't raised that way.
Yeah, they're raised in compliance and fitting in a box.
Yeah, they're absolutely controlled, and they want to control, and that's the way they feel that things should be done, and that's okay. But I honestly feel that's what we're headed towards as a civilization.
And I feel like they want someone to love themselves, you know, because their parents didn't have love for themselves, and they're so on and so on and so on, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It goes back.
Yeah, for sure. Yep, it's true.
Yes, the eclipse.
And then you know what's gonna be beautiful? What's gonna be beautiful is that one of these generations, we have done so much correcting of the patterns that they don't have to worry about generational healing. That's what's gonna be beautiful about the future. At some point, these generations won't have to worry about what that even means or why they need to do that, because they're going to be able to just be in that golden age energy of the Aquarian.
And just experience free will how it was meant to, with challenges and mountain climb, but still enjoying it because like you don't have to be forced into a box or into compliance.
Well, and to be honest, parenting with love and reprimanding and all that, you know, actually responding with what's the word I'm looking for here?
Conscious response.
Yeah, conscious responses. Yeah, that's the challenge. I mean, I remember when, in the very beginning of my journey with my son, before we realized what was going on and everything, you know, just to be honest and straightforward, you know, everyone was kind of yelling and upset, and you know, it looked like Ian was being defiant, but really he had his ADHD and his neurodivergency and stuff were coming in, you know. But at the time, we didn't know. And I don't remember my parents kept trying to force me to do time out with him and all this and that and all these things that didn't work, you know. And punishments and you know, just all these different things. And so it was really interesting to see that switch over in my world, personally, you know.
Yeah. Some people just need like a little bit of reassurance that they're loved, or just a little bit of reassurance that it's okay to make a mistake every once in a while, you know?
Yeah.
Not just like, holy smokes, you made a mistake. Let me like beat it out of you.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, it makes them
I
afraid
mean,
to fail. It makes them afraid to try because they're afraid to fail.
Makes them afraid of a lot of things. A lot, you know. It just
Afraid of what other people may think, how somebody might perceive them.
I struggle with that.
So, guys, I'm gonna hop out of here. I'll be in the background. Sarah, just let me know when you'd like those graphics pulled up. Sarah
Okay.
Church.
Okay.
Just kind of like let it be known, and then I'll just pull them up on the screen.
Yeah, I will. I'll let you know.
See y'all on the
All
other
right.
side.
You guys enjoy, and thank you for sharing the space.
Thank you, Marcus, for holding it.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
guys.
Bye,
Enjoy the
Rhonda. Have a
eclipse
good
energy.
day.
She's ready. We gotta get up early.
Oh, yeah.
All right, y'all.
And then there was 3.
Me and the Sarahs stuck in the middle of the hell.
I have this theory that Sarah's rule the world, actually, because I don't know. The one day I was in Walgreens, and me, the lady in front of me, and the cashier were all named Sarah. I was like, what is going on right now?
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, y'all
Sarah. Sarah, were you old enough to remember that movie called Heathers?
I've heard of it. I never watched it though. Because my boyfriend's baby mama's name's Heather. So he's told me about that movie.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that'd be like Sarah's.
Yeah. Sarah's. Yep. That's funny. So how's this flowing tonight, guys? What are we doing?
I didn't have too much prepared except to talk about the side reel, you know, how we see the axes from one angle, and then we're like, oh, wait, by the way, the eclipse is happening from this angle, and just kind of the why, you know, but...
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had a very interesting phone call today.
Oh, yeah?
So everyone knows about that spam that just keeps coming to your cell phone, right? Well, forever now, there's been Google Voice search calling me and calling me and calling me and calling me and calling me, asking if I would like to be part of it, blah, blah, blah. Asking if I'd like to promote my business. And I kept blowing them off because I'm like, no, I don't want to promote this business. I want to promote my new business. And finally, today I got someone that actually listened to me. And I said, oh, you do? You want to promote your new business? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, okay, we can do that. And I was like, what? Because I was told by Google that I couldn't promote it until at least six months old. Anyway, so I had this long, hour-and-a-half long conversation, a spiritual conversation with the Google guy hooking me up for voice services. And I gave him all kinds of advice and like a mini like advisory session call, like we talked for like an hour and a half about his strengths and his weaknesses and his challenges in life and what I thought he should do about some things. And what he was talking about was these energies are making him go back to being triggered and wanting to relapse and use alcohol a lot, And so him and I talked about it, and I really resonate with that first part of the conversation we were all having about how everyone's kind of going through things and reassessing their life and seeing what no longer fits them. And he was like, yeah, I really don't want to drink alcohol anymore, but I don't know what else to do. And I'm like, well, you got to learn that happiness doesn't come from outside of yourself. It comes from within you. And it might even look lonely when you first start doing it. But then eventually your people are going to start coming around,
Yes.
Anyway, we had a really great conversation, and it was so weird because it was the Google dude.
Hey.
Like, what the heck?
When
When
God's ready to show up, God will show up.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes, yeah, it's been very interesting.
Anyway,
I got a call from...
I'm really hoping that he'll be like, I did put her website up on this. I know what it is. Maybe I'll book a call with her. That'd be cool.
Yeah, you never know. He'll be thinking about you for sure. He might tell somebody about you.
Yeah, you never know.
You're right. I had a call from the Church of Jesus Christ today. And they were talking to me, and they asked me, they're like, how does love show up? Like, well, how do you know that Jesus Christ loved you? And I was like, well, let's change up the terminology, because your terminology and my terminology are not the same. But I do respect your truth. I'm like, I feel the love of Christ consciousness. I feel it radiate through me to the point where I want to give it to people, or I just want to do things for people. That urge that you get inside of you, like, even if you're like having a bad day, you're like, I just want to do this for this person. You just do it and just go about your day. That's how the love shows up. And it's crazy. They're like, oh wow, like they were really into the conversation, and they're like, and then at the end they say a prayer, before they get off, and they're like, and pray for her to continue to share this knowledge, and I felt like, like, even though we were just having a conversation back and forth, and I was sharing my perspective and they were sharing theirs, like, I really feel like there was a shift in like something, like, I feel like we just like resonated with each other in that moment. It's not that I want to change his beliefs, but it's like I want to share mine, because like I feel like we've been programmed to a point to, even like today earlier we were talking about how the death of Christ is what gets glorified when you simplify Christianity. But if you rewind it, he wanted to live. And even on the phone, they were asking me, like, how do I feel about him dying for our sins? I was like, he didn't want to die. Like, he wasn't setting out to die for anything in particular. He wanted to live for us so that we could feel what it feels to be loved, what it feels to like experience life and have feelings and emotions, and not be constricted or enslaved, or however it was going in that time. He was trying to break us out of that. And that's where something slipped in history, where that part it's still written, it's still there, it's just what gets glorified is like the end. Hello, welcome, Andre.
Like the game, the telephone.
Right, the game of telephone, for sure.
Yeah. Well, no, that's true, and you're right. And furthermore, not to Andre, not to minimize Christianity by any means whatsoever, but the thing is that Jesus didn't want followers. He wanted us to do what as he said, and that was do like he did. And that means put hands on people and heal them. That means treat your neighbor like your brother. That means love everyone like you do yourself. That means all kinds of things that have gotten lost.
Yeah, I did.
What's up,
Oh,
Andre?
what's your name?
Hey, I just kind of walked into the middle of things, so I'm trying to. Sorry, I've been doing a lot, cooking and helping out, and just kind of make my welcomed, wherever I'm at right now. So, but it's so good to see all of y'all, like all your faces, for real, for real. It's been a minute.
Yes.
Good to see you too, man.
Thanks. We're happy to have you in.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm in a transition, so about a week and a half, maybe less. I am on my way to Hawaii.
What?
Nice.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
yeah. Going home. That's what I feel like. Going back to Lemuria.
Ooh, have you ever lived there before, or you mean like from a past life?
I have, yes, from a past life, I believe so. It just feels so familiar to me, and it always has. And I used to travel there for the last 4 or 5 years for work, at least 2 times a year. And
Wow.
I don't know, it's just one of those feelings. Just felt like I was supposed to be there, meant to be there, but I just never thought I would ever be there. And here I am going there.
Nice.
Spirit loves to
That's
support us.
amazing.
Like, you know what? I have a gift for you.
Do
Good
you?
night, Kara.
Just be patient.
What is it?
I'm talking about spirit.
Oh.
That's
I'm
the
thinking
gift.
something physical. I was like, is it coming in the mail? Or like, what should we waiting for?
That is the
Okay.
So, Andre, give us some wisdom.
What you
Give
need?
us some wisdom tonight. Tell us what your take on this Pisces lunar, eclipses. Give us,
Well,
give us your opinion
what
here.
was discussed prior to me jumping in just now? Like, what were y'all just talking about? I heard something about Yeshua and all this kind of stuff. So
We talked about a lot, but basically, we've all talked about how we feel this is affecting the collective so far.
I will be honest with you. This entire month, Lionsgate portal, everything. I mean, you have to keep in mind, it's not just this eclipse. It's not just the eclipse we had recently that we barely even saw. It's not just the Lionsgate portal. Like, it's everything that led up to this point, and everything that's happening after the point too, that's affecting all of us. So some of us absorb it in certain ways, some of us receive it in certain ways, or before, prior, during, after. So I'll be honest with you, it's hit me pretty hard. It really has. That's kind of part of why I've been a little incognito, a little bit of ninja, in the background. It has hit me pretty hard. I'll be real with y'all too. I used to vape. Honestly, I used to vape, and I stopped almost a month ago now. And it beat my ass. I'll be real with you. The first week, it really beat my ass. But
Andre, I still smoke. It's fine.
No, and no hating at all. Like, I feel you. It was just the choice, though, that I was just like, you know what, I want to connect on a deeper level, and I felt like submitting to that and fighting the good fight for a minute. No matter how hard it is, cold turkey, whatever. That was the best way for me to kind of get through it, and it sucked. And it still kind of sucks. I still feel a little bit of a, moments where I'm like, I wish I could hit one right now. But insomnia hit, barely slept. Very, very lucid dreams. And I don't even like calling them dreams anymore. They're not dreams to me. It's astral. It's all astral for me. I will say the most recent event that I had, I don't have a relationship with my dad, nor with my mother. They were kind of like vessels that kind of brought me here. And when it came to my father, very narcissistic, dark heart, everything like that. I've tried to work things with him. I've tried to make a relationship with him. It was always him. And his children didn't really mean much to him. And the other night, while I was walking on astral. He came out of a room, and I'll be honest with you, he came out of the room naked. Like, why would I even think about that? Like, I didn't. Like, it wasn't that. It was just he just came out of the room naked. And I told him, like, can you put on some clothes? Like, I don't know if that was part of the process or if that was part of these entities trying to come at me to make me like startled a little bit or kind of rattle me a little bit. But he came out of the room naked, and I asked him if he can put on some clothes. He said no. And I asked him, why are you here? And he was like, I don't like what you're doing, you know, this whole spiritual path you're on and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, well, I don't care if you like it or not. I'm going to keep going and walking this way. You either love me for who I am or you can keep moving on or you can fuck off. And that's what I said to him. I was like, fuck off. And he looked at me like, what? And he went back to his room, started thinking about what he said and done. And I told him how I felt. I was like, you know, you've only known me for half of your life, not half of mine, half of your life, which meaning like I was probably like in my mid-20s or maybe 30s. You know, you've only known me for about half of your life, and you don't know me who I am as a man, and what I've done and where I've worked through to get to where I'm at today. And he kind of sat there and looked at me and thought, and was quiet. I was like, look, if you want to work things out between you and I in a relationship of being father and son, you have every opportunity to do so. But if not, then I'm moving forward, and I'm going to keep moving forward until you can want to be a part of my life. That's basically kind of what I said to him in that astral realm. And I woke up. I literally went to bed at 1:30 in the morning because of the insomnia. Woke up at 2:30 in the morning. An hour later, all that happened within that time.
Whoa.
And later on that night, the next day, guess who texted me? He did. Months and months later, I've never heard from him. That next night, he texted me and confessed his feelings, said how bad he felt, and he's sorry for being a bad dad and this, that, and the other. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? So,
Yes, indeed.
energy's strong right now. There's a lot of things happening right now.
It sounds like you had some foreshadowing, and it sounds like you also healed your inner child by doing things. And smoking's not easy, you know. I mean, quitting smoking's not easy, especially with something.
Yes, it is. Just kidding. It is too, girl.
Yeah.
Watch you now. Watch. Just kidding.
Yeah. When I quit, you have to quit mentally before you can quit physically, and that's like there's no way around that. You have to actually like either become disgusted with it or just be done with it before you even do it physically. Like it has to come first mentally. And when I quit, it took, I mean, probably a year of preparation, like of getting myself mentally prepared to quit. And then when I did it, I went 2 weeks cold turkey. And then after that, I got like a black and mild cigar, and I was smoking only on the weekends as like a reward for quitting, right? Isn't that like a turn right back around?
Yeah, right.
Here, let me reward myself by smoking.
With a stronger.
Oh, yeah. Just straightforward. But a few weeks later, I have friends come over, and they're like, hey, Allie, you left a black and mild outside. I'm like, what? I started dancing. It was a whole thing. They're like, Allie, are you good? And I'm like, yeah, I'm great. I just realized that like nicotine no longer has a chain over me. Like that was like the best feeling in the world. Like I forgot about it. I left it outside. You know, before then I was fiending. I was waiting on my Fridays. You know, I was like, yeah, I'm going to get my reward. And then eventually it was just like not a thought in my mind. It just faded. Like it was just the most beautiful thing for me to really see the chain be broken. No more moody moments, no more anger issues, no more, can somebody bring me to get some cigarettes? You know, like none of that. Just no more. It's beautiful.
Yeah, no, it is. And I agree with you. The second week was probably the best. The first day sucked. The fourth day, for me at least, really sucked. You know, it was I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise. If any of y'all ever seen that movie before. The point where he got captured, and he was such an alcoholic, whiskey all the time. And when he got captured and taken back to his village,
I understand that.
Right. They took him back to this village where they didn't really drink. Everything was like very traditional. Everything was very natural. And they put him in this space, in this room as a capture, but also didn't like lock him up though. He had the opportunity to get up and walk away if he wanted to, but they told him like, winter's coming. You have nowhere to escape. So just deal with it. And he was in this space, this room, and he kept asking for sake. And he's like in the corner, like shivering and sweating and everything. I felt that on the 4th day of me trying to quit this shit.
I know
Fourth day.
Yes.
I was shivering. It was almost like feverish, like it was really breaking out. But
my biggest thing is when I drive, I want to smoke. Oh, it is so hard. It's like, that's my smoking trigger. Okay, either after dinner, or driving or something like that. That's my biggest trigger.
Get a Tootsie Pop.
Yeah, even just to hold something, maybe,
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. I like to blow bubbles, like the big bubbles with the kids. Like, I'll sit out there and I'll blow them with the kids, or I'll take one of these an instant anytime, like, and I'll just stand there and talk to my friends, like, hey, how you doing? I'm just smoking with you. But it's oddly satisfying. English. It's oddly satisfying, just like, because that's what you think about. Like, you're over here, you're talking, you take a drag, you're talking, and it, kind of like, fills in a bit of a gap, especially once you realize, like, okay, it's not good for my body. I want to release it, but how can I still get the aesthetic of it, because I enjoyed smoking.
I love smoking too.
I enjoyed it.
I did too.
I liked chilling. I like to light up a cigarette. I like to light up a black and mild, whatever. I only barely hit the vaping stage because vaping made me really, really sick. Like, my body had a bad reaction to vaping. I vaped for a year with when the Juuls first came out. Mango Juuls or whatever. Like, we were smoking them like crazy, and I ended up getting walking pneumonia. I was in college. I was walking miles every day, but I was sick. My body was sick. I was so bad that I ended up in the hospital, and it felt my skin was peeling off my body. Like, it just felt like I was dying. I was like, my whole body hurts. I can barely breathe. And I knew what it was from. I went back to the vapes for just a little while after, because the new flavors started coming out. Because back then it was just like tobacco, mint, or mango. Sarah, right? And then the flavored pops came out, and I was like, oh yeah, I gotta try the pops. And then it's just like my body, I could feel it creeping back up in my lungs. And so I just went back to dry smoke. I can't do all the vape smoke.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No.
It actually gives me this low key. I do like vaping. The 3% ones are lower. The 5% ones are too strong for me, because they give me a pressure headache around my outside of my skull, by my third eye, kind of, and on the outside of the skull area.
Yeah. Yeah, the Virgo and Pisces axis is excellent for quitting addictions of any sort. Food.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it's hitting. This was the time, and out of all the time that I've been wanting to quit, I mean, this was definitely it. Like, even if I didn't know this was it, it was it, and ever since then, dreams, astral walking, whatever, everything has been very, very extreme, very lucid, and I can remember everything. Usually when I try to remember things like that, if I wake up in the middle of the night, I'll put it on my phone, I'll write it down on notes or whatever like that, so that way the next morning when I actually fully wake up, I can actually write down everything. But now it's at the point where I can wake up the next morning and still remember everything that happened in astral without having to write it down in the middle of the night. And it's kind of mind-blowing now, because now I released all that toxin. I was actually doing some parasite cleansing too, and I was doing some metal detoxing as well during that time. So, which maybe increased it, the intensity of quitting even more, which is probably why I was kind of tripping a little bit harder. But I'm glad I did that though, because it really kind of just cleaned me out. But I'm happy now. Like I'm glad. Like believe me, there's moments I want to, like right now. I'm sitting right with y'all right now. I just want to turn the camera off and just like you know. But I'm not. I'm gonna sit right here and look at y'all. All those beautiful faces.
Yes, that's liberating. That was one of the first feelings we were feeling when we first came into space, like the liberation of this energy. You know.
And I am a Pisces.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And
that is my symbol.
I remember what I said earlier when I thought this was the time where all of our karmatic contracts I can't talk either, Yali. All of our karmatic contracts are coming up for review and like all this stuff, and that sounds exactly like what happened with your dad and you in that dream. The karma from your guys' relationship or whatever.
It has been. It's been one of the probably the most hardest ones. Outside of that, I would say the longest, the one that has the most longevity. But I think that moment, that night, I broke through that.
Hey.
Which was what was needed. So now I'm about to go to Hawaii and go to this new portal, which is what I'm going to call it. It's a whole new portal, new timeline, new lifeline.
Yes.
Start a new book.
Are you going for a vacation, or you're not sure yet?
No, actually, I was living in Costa Rica for about nearly 3 to 4 months. I would say nearly 3. And then I got called back to Florida out of nowhere. Started off with a dream and everything like that. And it was like a kind of like abrupt calling, like get the hell out of there.
Like one of those, yeah.
Came back, didn't know why I was back, questioning everything. Started reaching out to some people that I knew, old coworkers, stuff like that. And one of them heard about me, knowing that I was like a free agent, basically back on the field. And they're like, "Dude, we want you on our team." So they created a whole new position for me within their workforce, non-existent at all. And they created it for me and said, "Hey, look, here is what we're going to offer you. Can you come?" I was like, "If you can get me there, I'll come." So they offered it. They're getting me there, and I'm taking the opportunity, and I'm going to get there. And my island's full of abundance, so I think I'm going to use that opportunity and the money that I create or that I receive from this job, which is easy for me, to build my business back up again with Reiki and apothecary and herbalism, and hopefully kind of bring that back out to the world, because I think you, Sarah, know more than anybody, really, because you do this probably like 100% like as your job. Herbalism is more needed now more than ever compared with everything that's happening with the food that we eat and the pharmaceutical companies and shit like that. So,
well, I've been speaking of cool things happening during this eclipse and herbalism. I have I have all my clients I've had for a long time. I've been cleaning them all for about 9 or 10 years. And this one that I was at yesterday, I've been cleaning their house for 10 years. And this guy, he's awesome. His name is Tom. And he's a really great guy, and he's an old-fashioned Taurus man stuck in his ways, right? That's totally cool. I honor that, right? And his dad was a doctor, and so he's very against chiropractics. He said that his dad told him a long time ago that chiropractors are snake oil salesmen and that you should never try to go to one, And so throughout the years, I've watched him and his wife go through things and events and so forth and whatnot. And, they know my approach, and I'm very honest and natural with them, But anyway, I was so honored. He actually asked me what I would recommend for his pain situation and his inflammation situation. Wow. And he actually wants me to make him some balms. I'm like, wow, okay, I'd be happy to. So that's really cool. That's another like new turn of events that,
Absolutely.
Compliment.
Yeah. So I was pretty honored by that. It's pretty awesome,
Yes.
100%.
Definitely.
So maybe it is time, Andre, you know, to keep spreading the fire of truth, you know.
It is. I think we are all here to get placed in certain locations of the earth and the planet as beacons. I mean, I don't have anything holding me back from doing anything, really. Like I don't have any children. I'm not married. You know, I'm just here. You know, things happened and brought me to this point today, and I think me going to this location at this point is kind of like a beacon of light for others, maybe. You know, even unknowingly. You know, I don't know what I'm going there for. You know, I'm just there, and I know when I get there, I'll probably feel it out. I'm gonna maybe unknowingly do something that, you know, that might bring people closer and start awakening more people. I don't know. I may not be the only one. There's probably others coming too. But I'm just kind of using my intuition and trusting and just going. And that's what I've been doing. And that's kind of the biggest thing that people need to start doing is trusting. They question, second guess everything so much. And, you know, I don't know. I'm not sure. What if this? I still got this to do. I got this bill to pay. Man, fuck. Screw that. Just go. You never know what's going to happen. Just go. And things will work out. It will. And that's what I've been doing. I've just been going. Go. So, and things have been working out. So.
That's awesome.
And you probably have some soul family there waiting on you.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know anybody there. I'm just going. That's another thing too people are afraid of. Being alone.
It will surprise you.
Mm-hmm.
People are afraid of being alone. They need something or someone. I don't know anybody there. I didn't know anybody when I went to Costa Rica. I got there and then Phoenix was there and I didn't know where she was. I really didn't. I knew she was there somewhere in Costa Rica, but I didn't know where. You know, and then somehow we meshed and now she's staying in the old house that I was staying in. When I first got there, they needed a place. It was almost as if I got there to secure that place and then gave it to them. Like, here you go. And then I moved forward. So, you know, there's a reason for everything. We may not always understand it in the beginning, but that's when we have to trust.
Yes.
And that's said in the spirit of a Pisces and a Pisces full moon. Be the dreamer, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's all me. Hey, February 22nd. I am 222.
Uh-oh.
222.
My son was born at 222.
Oh, so cool.
And the day that I was born on was a Tuesday. And if you break that down in numerology, it's also a 22. So I'm a master number 2222.
2 for Tuesday.
Okay.
Is that your life path, 22?
I don't think so. I think it was something else, like a 7 or a 9. I don't know. It was one of those. But maybe.
22.
No say. That was in Spanish.
If you put your birthday in the chat, we don't need to reveal your birthday.
Oh, I don't mind. Don't bother me any. Don't hurt my feelings.
Is there a church? Did you have a visual?
Yeah, this is just a little bit of info from the community. So I'm just going to read this to you guys. The energy is deeply intuitive, emotional, and spiritual.
Are you covering your mic?
Am I covering my
Yeah, you
mic
sound muffled. Yeah, you sounded muffled for a while.
now?
I can hear you now.
Okay,
you
yeah,
sound
my
better.
phone was. Okay, yeah, that was my bad. So you guys might be feeling heightened intuition and inner knowing. Dreams, signs, and synchronicities are amplified. Releasing emotional back and see, I can't English today either. Releasing emotional back past wounds and attachments with your recent thoughts. Sure. I've been going through my own little personal just like that. Compassion for self and others, letting go of what you can't control, surrendering to the flow, and trusting the unseen. My guru is one too. Pisces reminds us you don't have to figure it all out. If you can't feel it, release it, trust it. So these are journal prompts. So like if you're trying to release, you can put, what am I ready to let go of that no longer serves my highest good? To reclaim, you can put, what part of myself am I getting back? What do I deserve to feel again? And then to become, what am I becoming as I let go and trust the flow? I like that. Trust the flow. Wow, that's crazy. He was just talking about trust, and all this trust stuff is right here.
Yeah.
And it says, the Pisces affirmation, I trust the timing of my life. I release with love, and I allow myself to be guided by my soul. Dude, I feel like that was like perfect for Andre right there with his Hawaii stuff.
Yes, that's so cool. Gonna be
It
an
was
islander.
Pisces,
Everything is
everything.
synchronicity.
I
got the fish right here.
That's
I
cool.
see it on the screen. I am a Pisces, 100%.
Thank you, Sarah.
No problem. I do have another one, but I don't know if we want to put it in or whatever we're doing. If Marcus wants to pull it up, or there we go. All right, let me zoom. Okay, full moon lunar eclipse. What are you ready to release, reveal, and stop carrying? The things that become visible when the light changes. So full moon energy, culmination, illumination, emotions coming to the surface, seeing things more clearly, recognizing what has reached its natural ending. This is a time to celebrate what you've grown through and honor what is ready to end. And then the lunar eclipse energy, Earth's shadow moves across the moon. Symbolically, this is the time to look at the shadow parts of ourselves. Sometimes you have to move through the shadow before you can see something differently. Shadow work, getting honest. What have I been pretending doesn't bother me? What am I finally willing to acknowledge? Where am I abandoning myself to keep other people comfortable? What am I ready to stop confusing with who I am? I really like that one about the abandoning the self to keep other people comfortable. It's a good one. What are we ready to stop carrying for release? Old resentments, guilt or shame, unhealthy patterns, relationships or situations, outdated beliefs, expectations, versions of yourself that no longer fit. Make space for what is truly meant for you. Reclaim. What part of you are you getting back? Your voice, your boundaries, confidence, creativity, peace, identity, your ability to trust yourself. You are not just letting go of something, you're coming back to yourself. And I love that, like coming back home to yourself, to the home within yourself, because at the end of the day, it's just you and you. So are you comfy? Are you know what I mean?
I agree.
You know?
I agree 100%. I mean, just from with that being said, I mean, with the experience that I told you when I was in my astral with confronting my father, I mean, it sounded pretty, hardcore or whatever, me cursing and stuff, because everybody thinks like you're a spiritual person or spiritual body, like you got to be this spiritual kind of like person to present yourself to everyone. Like, no, you're still you,
Right.
You're still who you are, and it doesn't tell you to change yourself. It tells you to embrace it, and embrace your humanity. You're here on this earthly plane. You don't just change who you are because you went into a spiritual type of embodiment. Like, no, I mean, you will eventually, but still embrace who you are. It's a part of you. And when I was in that astral realm, I told him, you don't like who I am, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, it's not about.
I would never in this space speak to my parents like that ever. Like, I wouldn't. That's just not who I am. But for some reason over there, I was Brody. So I agree with you. I agree with you, Sarah, on that. But
Yeah, we don't really
keep going with that. I'm enjoying this.
What was you gonna say, Allie?
I'm sorry. I keep catching a bad time. I was just gonna say we don't really change who we are. We just like build up the tolerance to the triggers when they come up. You know, like we nobody's perfectly dark, nobody's perfectly light. We all have love and challenges inside of us. So like when we integrate that, we shadow work is for learning the authenticity of ourselves so that we can build up a tolerance to energies. Like when you know thyself, you know your energy and its full extent. That way, you know when a parasite touches you, you're like, oh, get off of me immediately because you know yourself well enough. You know your triggers well enough to know, okay, here comes a trigger. How am I going to deal with this? You know, because they don't stop coming. There's always going to be a Karen who cuts you off, flicks you off, and says, ah, you know, what do? Do you partake or not, you know? And there's so many examples there. Your parents will still trigger you. There's so many different things in this world that triggers you, but once you really go through that shadow work and know thyself, then know thy teenage version, then know thy inner child, and then you come back out from that journey with a full recognition. Like you'll know when you need to wash your hair. You know, you're gonna be like, oh, I feel, because you know bacteria is living, quote unquote. Somebody touched me, there's a germ on me. Like that's how sensitive you become to your energy when you know thyself, because you'll feel like, okay, there's a parasite in my gut, I need to fast. Oh, somebody touched my hair today, I have a piece of bacteria in it, let me go wash it. Like that's like the full extent of feeling all of your energy. And that's what makes shadow work so much more powerful than like, you know, just healing yourself and fixing yourself and making yourself fit into the spiritual community. It's not about that. Like it should have never even been seemed as though it's like a death of the ego. Like if you lose your identity, then what are you? You know, like you're just gonna be a whole nother form of sheep. You're just gonna be a more quiet, woke sheep, you know? Like it's a journey of thyself. And yeah, it's beautiful, and especially now is a good time to have one.
Yes,
For sure.
I agree. 100%.
I'm gonna continue. Where are we at? Number 7. Release versus avoidance. Release, acknowledging the truth, feeling the pain, learning from it, choosing not to let it control your future. And avoidance would be pretending it never happened, not feeling it, and staying stuck in the same cycle. You get to choose your future, always.
Yes.
And you don't need all the answers. An ending doesn't always immediately reveal what's next. Sometimes the first step is simply recognizing that the old way isn't working anymore. Trust the in-between part of the becoming. And then there's some journal prompts. I don't know. I don't think these were the same ones as before, so I'll read them. What am I releasing? What am I reclaiming? What am I becoming? What truth is asking to be acknowledged? What am I no longer willing to tolerate? What version of myself am I ready to outgrow? You don't have to force transformation. Sometimes it begins with simply being honest. And that is so true. Like, because when you lie, you're only lying to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, and it could be just the subtlest things, you know, the little white lies that we catch ourselves in. Like, that's dishonoring your truth, you know, like, even if it was just to maybe a lot of it is to like for safety purposes, things we can, you know, things we learn to keep ourselves safe, you know.
And stuff isn't everybody's business. I will say that. I will white lie before I tell somebody my business. That's just me personally. You know, like there's levels.
Yeah, no, for sure. I get what you mean. They're like that's also protecting, keeping yourself safe. You know, like.
Right.
You know, even with my father, you know, for many, many years, he would reach out for whatever reason. Hey, son, how you doing? And I tell him how I'm feeling, you know, about our relationship and what he needs to do if he wants things to work for he and I as a, you know, father and son. He'll just blow it off. He'll ignore it 100%. No response, you know. And so months will go by and it's like almost a repeat cycle. Like, hey, son, how you doing? I'm like, bro, did you not read what I just sent you like 5 months ago? You and you just acting like nothing happened, like you just swept under the rug. Like it's nothing's changed for me. You know, I still remember what happened last time, but you act like nothing's wrong now. You know, but finally this time when I spoke to him, I had the choice. Just like you were saying there, you know, with the questions like, what am I releasing? What am I reclaiming? What am I becoming? What truth is asking to be acknowledged? You know, those were kind of the things that were testing me at that moment. And I had to choose. Can I just ignore him, lower myself to his level of frequency, and just be an ass and just ignore him? Or should I respond this time? So I chose to respond. And I responded in a different way, not in a way of anger, not in a way of chastising him, but I made it known and clear to him, like, look, you know, this is how I'm feeling right now. Like, I really do want to mend our relationship as father and son, but I'm not steering off my path. I'm moving forward, and if you can't accept me for who I am, then you can keep going that way, and I'm gonna go straight this way. And he finally responded and did not let months go by to act like nothing happened before. He responded this time, and he acknowledged the fact. Instead of the different thing that I noticed this time was the fact that he didn't ask me for forgiveness, where before he would always ask me, hey, can you forgive me for my past transgressions? And then I would be like, sure. And then he's like, all right, cool. He swept it under the rug. Where this time he actually apologized and acknowledging what he has done wrong to his children, not just me, but to his children. And then even asked for forgiveness. This time he said, I am going to try to fix what I've done wrong. That's what changed everything this time. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna let you do you, but I'm still gonna go this way.
All right.
You know, you can try to catch up. Well, I'm still gonna go this way. I'm not gonna slow down or stop. But if I see progress, then maybe I'll look over my shoulder a little bit. You know, but yeah. No, I love that. I love all of what you got up here.
Thank you.
I wish I could see it, Sarah. I'm sorry. I don't know. I think when I'm on my
hit
phone,
the
I
little
can't
corner
Well, look,
thingy, square thing.
you can zoom up on the phone. I don't know. It don't let you. Oh,
You have a little corner, like a little square thing in the corner, bottom right. You can like.
I don't know if
a camera, a mic, an X, and 3 dots.
Hit those 3 dots. See what it says.
The 3 dots says edit your name, edit your audio, or little sparkles for some razzle dazzle. But I am on an Apple device, so all I see is our faces, and I see like a lantern background, and then the banner at the bottom. I don't see like what's on the screen.
Oh, strange.
But I'm like definitely resonating, especially with your journal prompts. You know, it's like very perfect timing.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Yeah, this is all pretty good. Hey, Marcus, can you scroll up a little bit on the thingies? It's cut off at the bottom a little bit. I don't know if I thought I saw it move a couple times.
Oh, aren't we like less than an hour from the peak? Is anybody in the comments outside? Where are the comments? How's everybody
It's
feeling
in YouTube.
tonight?
It's like we can't really respond to them because it's in the YouTube.
Oh, I mean, they come up on here too. Like if you push the comments button, I don't know what type of device you're on, but there should be a section where you can see. But yeah, how's everybody feeling? Do y'all feel these energies? Do y'all see the red moon yet? I know Logan was in here a little while ago.
I just joined the comment block here. I had to join in through YouTube, but I'm in there.
Yes. Okay, I see you on
I can see everybody's.
Facebook.
Oh, I feel bad.
Yeah, I can't see anybody that's like. I was seeing comments in the corner, but I think they went away because of the thingies, the slides.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, Deanna said, I'm here. I'm clearing out my space.
Yay.
Kara had to go a bit early, but that was about 30 minutes ago. yeah, if you guys are just hanging out watching, feel free to send us some pictures of the moon. You can leave it in the event chat. If you're on Facebook and you're getting a bit tired of watching, feel free to hop on over to YouTube. That way you can see it from there.
Okay, I'm gonna finish up these last two of what I can see of them because they're kind of cut off, but it's okay. I'll improvise. So reflection from the last eclipse, which I think doesn't have the last eclipse on here. No, it doesn't have the date of the last eclipse on here.
I think it was
That was this month, right?
Or 8/15.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was just a couple
We couldn't
weeks
see it from here though.
No. What started shifting for me around the last eclipse? What was I questioning then that I'm seeing more clearly now? And for me, this one's pretty big for me because like I've battled with addiction my whole life, and I just tried to quit vaping, but then I found a vape under my freaking bed, and I'm like, so yeah, and then
She's like, for hard times.
yeah, man, I was like, what the heck is this shit? So
I feel you.
but yeah, I was like, there was a big shift in like my view, and like you said earlier, Allie, it's that mental release before the physical release when it comes to letting like addiction go and stuff like that. And I really did feel like the mental shift, and then the physical followed up right naturally, you know. So that's been pretty cool for me. And then it says the closing intention. What are you choosing to carry forward into your next chapter? And then it has like the lunar eclipse info, like the date and the times, and the maximum eclipse, the partial eclipse.
So, Sarah, what are you choosing to carry forward into your next chapter?
Some grace. I need to give myself some grace. And like the self-criticism, I'm trying to leave that. I ain't carrying that forward. That's staying in the past, and it can go. Because that's been holding me back a lot, is that negative self-talk and the negative thoughts and stuff like that. I'm ready to let it go.
Yeah.
What about
what?
I said, what about you guys?
Ladies first.
Carry forward.
I'm just gonna keep on keeping on, you know, demanding what it's gonna be. Like I'm not submitting to these energies. They're gonna try, they're gonna push at us, especially those of us who speak out. And I'm gonna continue to step on right on over them and keep going, despite how they make people feel, despite what tactics. I almost said technical. They could be messing with our phones. You know, whatever tactics they use, they will not get us. So that's me. You know, just gonna keep on keeping on. How about you?
Nice. I love that. For me, I'm going to keep learning, and I mean, don't ever stop learning. You know, I mean, obviously use discernment. You know, there's a lot of I would say, and I'm not talking about us in this group chat or anything like that at all. Nowhere near. I'm just talking about outside of that, like certain people you've hear or have heard when you start coming up and growing and learning. But like a lot of these like limelight, fake spiritual influencers, maybe they started off at a certain point where they weren't like that, but now they've enjoyed so much of the limelight, you know, that you can tell the shift within their soul and within their energy. And I've seen it, you know, people, like the big ones you've heard of, but I would just say, just use discernment, watch who you're listening to, and, always try to learn and grow. You don't have to know everything. It'll come. You'll get downloads. I mean, when you're ready to learn something new, you'll know when. But just don't ever stop learning something new, I guess, for me, for you as well, or for anyone. That's what I want to take into the next life, into the next chapter, the next book. I don't even want to say a chapter. I'm in the next book now. my chapters are done.
Yes.
It's a whole new book.
Period.
So this whole new book's going to have a chapter of every single thing that I've learned new. And I want to bring that light to everyone who's willing to listen and learn. But yeah, well, that's what I want to bring to the next.
I'm going to see if I can see the moon.
I'll pull this.
Yeah, I think it's at around 12 a.m. ish.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what it was, see what the progress. I can't even see anywhere.
So number 11, Sacred Scar.
Oh, and Sarah said her phone died.
Oh man.
Plug it in.
Okay, so this card came out for it. It's number 11, Sacred Scar. I hope nobody reports us for the tatas. So I'm just gonna hold it really quick.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
It says your inner and outer scars are marks of your soul's courage. They are signs of strength and survival. Your willingness to be alive. The sacred scar speaks to that which once caused pain being transformed into higher knowledge and inner power. Trauma shall be transformed through spiritual initiation, leading you from woundedness to wisdom. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You can trust your healing process and in the hidden higher purpose behind things happening as they do. You are strong and you shall flourish on all levels. Some experiences are hard to weather, even when our intentions are to trust. Going through a challenging time is likely to give rise to suffering. Consider the mother eagle raising her precious eaglets in the sanctuary of a meticulously padded and fiercely defended nest. They know safety and comfort until one day the mother, who provided unceasing nurturance, abruptly pushes them out of the nest into the air. She knows that this is how they will learn that they can fly. But for the eaglet, there's not such knowledge. Disoriented and disturbed, but eventually in it experiences. I said experiences, but it says instinct. That could be a synchronicity. They overtake the confusion, and those little brave eaglets begin to flap their fledgling wings during the plummet from the nest. They have learned the purpose of the tough lesson and grown. The trauma of disruption became their initiation into power. You don't have to enjoy the process of growth, but you can always trust it has your best interest at heart. However, do not confuse negative, especially traumatic experiences as something Spirit has inflicted upon you. Spirit would love your growth to be happening in the most joyful and peaceful ways possible. As your relationship to Spirit heals and strengthens, this can be the way you grow more often than not. However, Spirit also knows that sometimes we're to move through intense experiences before we can gain access to the light. Those experiences can teach us things only those who have truly suffered and brought their suffering to consciousness and healing can know. The lessons learned include compassion, wisdom, strength, and fearlessness, faith in spirit and in humanity, and the recognition of the challenges of awakening while still having trust in the ultimate power of the light. Such a soul becomes one true badass and divine human being, a powerful healer and light bearer in this world. The oracle of the sacred scar lets you know that your greatest struggles are the pathway to your potential. You're not being punished. Those circumstances have not been imposed upon you by Spirit, but Spirit will work with you to free you of the negativities and bring you into the light, stimulating the sacred alchemical wisdom within your heart that knows how to distill goodness, grace, and healing from even the most terrible of experiences. If you're in deep suffering now, know that Spirit is with you, loving you and bringing you this oracle. You shall heal. Do not give up. Proceed until you're exactly where you most want to be. You have the inner spirit to ensure a negative experience will only cause positive growth in you and your life. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
I did pull another one, which is really, really crazy. Before I show you guys this, I did not pick up my pen. But when we first came on, okay, I might not show you guys because I'm not the best artist, but I was doodling. I always doodle while I'm channeling. But if you guys look up here at the top, it says 9/11. Okay. card number 11 came out and card number 9 came out.
Well, it was 9/11. You called it when it was on the clock. Or it was on something with 9/11. I can't remember.
Did I say that when I first came in or something?
Yeah, you said that. You told for some reason.
I thought so. And then I ended up writing it down. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have one more. They are kind of lengthy, but they always resonate. Oh, this is White Light Oracle by Elena Fairchild. She's really good. I love her oracles.
Yep. Awesome.
This one also has tatas out, so I'm not going to show it for long. Okay. Seek and you shall find. Find the teachers and teachings which feel pure to your heart, but remember, it is the inner truth that will ultimately set you free. Do not give your power away, but do trust in a greater guiding wisdom at work in all aspects of your life. Ask for help from enlightened spiritual beings in any matter of concern, and help shall be granted. Believe all problems can be resolved, and a more graceful life experience is opening for you now. Page 77, by the way. A Dakini is a supernatural feminine being who inspires spiritual practice, guides one to actualize their spiritual abilities, I wish I could pronounce that word, and teaches the inner path of awakening. She protects us from negativities and restores our vital energies. She teaches us how to act with wisdom. She can be a demanding teacher, requiring us to reflect upon the mysteries she presents through our dreams, inspirations, and meditations, then proceed to unravel them. As we do so, we develop our inner capacities and become stronger. These wild feminine creatures can be gentle or fierce, or a combination of both. When she appears in a reading, travel your path and explore your questions about spirituality and awakening with confidence, for much progress can be made as you do so. Some Dakinis are fully enlightened, while others are still in their process of awakening. Truly enlightened beings have the ability and desire to assist all other beings to enlightenment. They know how to lead along the path because they have walked it before us. Beings of lesser development may or may not have such helpful intentions, but even if they do, how can they show us the way when they themselves have yet to discover it? Truly enlightened beings can and do help us in many ways, from solving problems we encounter in our daily lives to ensuring us to taking the most beneficial steps on our spiritual path. They are our spiritual family, guiding and assisting us from a place of love and skillfulness. The Dakini of infinite light is one such being. Marisi is connected with the rays of light from the sun. She is sovereign over all lesser beings. Her many gifts include the capacity to guide one into enlightenment, to heal and repair that which has been separated or broken, and to provide protection during vulnerable transitions. Whenever we venture beyond known worlds, and also from misfortune and negativities of all kind, including being manipulated, controlled, or exploited. She resonates with material abundance too, and is associated with providing the prosperity we need to live a happy, long life and make progress on the spiritual path. This divine goddess of the sun brings us light on all levels. We need light to see clearly, otherwise we feel confused as to which steps, if any, to take. This is just as true on emotional and psychological levels as it is on the physical. Light helps us see what is happening rather than making assumptions. When we see what is happening clearly, we have the opportunity to make the best choices. The Oracle of Dakini of Infinite Light augurs us an increase of light in our lives. This can include a lightening up after a difficult time, an increase of clarity from a helpful, healing, and higher perspective, or a clear, positive path opening up through a troublesome time. Her appearance signifies sacred victory. Call upon her and do not give up. I know that's a mouthful, but I feel like these are like so deep, that every word counts. I was just talking earlier today about Yeshua, I think earlier in this live too, and how he went through the darkest things, hunger, extreme loneliness, in order to transmute these energies for us, and not so that we don't do it, but so that it can be taught on how to transmute things. And, you know, as people in this space or those who may be resonating with watching this later or watching this now, you have felt the feelings of the collective, whether it be addiction, any type of addiction, overeating, tobacco, any type of substance abuse, any type of alcohol, you know, any of that, as well as addiction to social media, corn, you know, all the things that can come up. And, you know, just we feel those things because we have to feel what the collective goes through, especially if you resonate with being a leader, as they were mentioning in this. Like you feel those things because it was mentioning like how do you lead others without feeling them yourselves. And Sarah, you were just talking about earlier about, you know, being the generational curse breaker for your children and everything. You know, it may be big shoes to wear, but we can do it. You know, we do it so well. And I love that these two cards came out. 9-11, heavy 11 energy, heavy 9 energy, lots of ending of cycles. Yeah, we've got this through this eclipse and all. We're demanding space.
This is it. This is that time. You know, we all believe that it would never happen in our lifetime, but it's happening right now.
Who didn't? You must
I'm
not have woke up with Neptune conjuncture ascendant, because I woke up like, this is happening. I'm just messing.
That is funny. Yeah, when you were reading the first one, I think it was, I seen on the clock, it was one on this, like the live clock, the little red one, it said 1:27:27. That caught my eye.
And it was 199, kind of, you know, the 27:27.
Right.
Deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on the phone earlier and 711 passed me while I was driving, and then they were gone. And then the same truck, 7111, it was 7 with 3 ones, which equaled 11, came back out of nowhere and just cut me off again. I'm like, where did this guy even come from?
Right.
Hey, Kat. It's funny, I was, hey, Kat. I think we were talking, I was talking to Kat and Sarah. And then Kat says, love you, Sacred Kingdom family. I love you so much, Kat.
Oh, Kat, I love you. Hi, Kat. I was like looking for her face. I thought you meant she came up on the video. I was like, oh, where is she?
But yeah. Did anybody else want to share anything else before we hop off?
I did. I actually have these stress less cards. They're cute little oracle cards, and it's got like a cute little quick little way to like de-stress on them. And it's like about like 52 cards or something like that. Cute. Oh, and the one just popped right out. It says breath power. Close your eyes and breathe normally. Whenever breathing in, imagine breathing in power and good feeling. You can imagine the power you're breathing in with a color or a light. Breathe this way for 5 to 10 minutes. Every breath charges you like a charger, like you charge your telephone. And peaceful breathing relaxes the body.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, they're pretty cute and simple. I like them.
I like those. Only one came out?
Yeah, here, I'll show one more because there's something short.
I feel like shuffling cards just for me in itself is relaxing.
It's fun. Come on. What does it say? Watch a movie. Close your eyes. Yeah, it says watch a movie. Close your eyes. Move the situation giving you stress to the big screen. Imagine sitting in the cinema watching a movie with you starring in it. What do you see? How do you feel? Watch the movie for 5 to 10 minutes. Stepping back from the situation will reduce the negative reaction. It will give you more neutral ground to look at the situation. It also gives you a new perspective.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. That's like playing the tape through, you know what I mean? They teach you that in like in rehab and stuff, like in the tape through what would happen if I were to do this, you know, get the tape all the way through, you know.
Right.
Wow, thank you.
Oh, I love you guys. This was fun.
Yeah,
I love you.
love you. Love you both.
It's all love, you know. That's what I've been feeling all day. It's just like call everybody like I love you, you know, like from the soul. And that's what everybody needs right now, especially with this crap.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm excited to go watch this movie, you guys. What about you guys?
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, this has been beautiful. Perfect 90 minutes, you know, just right there in the middle. It's been fun and I really enjoy you guys and I hope you guys go catch this lunar eclipse, and thank you guys in the comments for watching and participating. We loved having you guys here. And thank you, Andre, for popping in when you did, you know, perfect timing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pleasant.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I always got something going on. It's a little different for me right now because I got, you know, my Hawaii folks and they're 6 hours behind. So we're like, oh, we're going to do a meeting at 2 p.m. Oh, that means it's 8 p.m. for me. They don't realize that. They just put out the requests for a meeting and I'm like, crap. Like, I got to join this. Even if I'm like off of work, even though I'm not off of work. You know, I have to accommodate to the time until I get out there. So.
Yep, you'll fit right in. Well, thank you guys all for joining, and I'm getting ready to head out of here. So stay in for a second. I do think we might have an outro video, and I will see you guys in 2 weeks for the new moon in Virgo. Right. Do some inner cleansing.
Bueno nachos.
Yes. Good night, everybody. See you guys in the next one.
Love y'all.